Welcome to PathMonk Presents, the place where business owners and marketers share their insights on digital growth. In every episode, we discuss real strategies, why they worked, and also why they didn't. Get insights from real experience and save yourself a whole lot of time and money. Let's get to it right now. Before we get started with today's episode, let's have a quick look what PathMonk is all about. If you are winning leads, demos, or sales through your website, then PathMonk might be interesting for you. PathMonk is an extension to your website. It watches each visitor as they're moving through your page. And it builds up their interest in your product or service in real time to deliver a great uplift in conversions from your website. Usually, the buying journey can be divided into stages: awareness, consideration, and decision making. PathMonk figures out in which stage a given visitor is by watching every action that they do on the website. And it provides them with micro experiences, such as notifications, case studies, introductional videos, helping them to move to the next stage in the buying journey towards a conversion. Let's jump into today's episode. In today's episode of the PathMonk Presents podcast, I get a very interesting guest here with me today. I'm with Eva Chavez, and she's heading over from the folks over at Tenant. The website actually says it all. It's a self-storage platform, renting reimagined. And today we want to really deep dive into what Tenant is all about, how the B2B and the B2C angle work together, and how a marketer combines those two in their work. So Eva, welcome to the show.
Hi, Lucas. Thank you for bringing me on to your podcast.
Of course, yeah. So maybe let people know a little bit more about Tenant. What is it all about in your own words?
Yeah, absolutely. So Tenant Inc. is a full suite of technology. It was born about 4 years ago through storage owners and operators who wanted to get more out of their renting and performance of their website than they were getting on the market that was currently available.
That makes a whole lot of sense. Now, tell us a little bit more about the types of businesses you're working with. Who would be the people that, would be, leveraging you guys? Maybe tell us about their businesses a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So those people would be owners and operators of storage facilities. We're really looking at those smaller owners and operators that have anywhere between 10 to maybe 30 facilities that want to come onto a platform that is fully self-servicing and helps them be as big as some of the REITs that are out there.
Very cool. Now, how would these guys learn about Tenant? Maybe tell us about the B2C, the B2B angle, like both sides, because obviously they're very different dynamics. And obviously not a lot of marketers have to deal with, both at the same time. Maybe tell us a bit about the journey of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we first started Tenant Inc., because of the fact that we were, created by a storage owner and operator, he was very much involved in the community and in the small ecosphere that is storage. So bringing on board new clients was actually pretty much word of mouth for the first 2.5 years. We went to conferences and were able to get people through that as well. But a lot of our marketing has been just people telling other people, hey, this is a great company. You guys should go check them out and see what their technology is all about. One of the things that we do is called Mariposa, which is our website platform. Basically gives you the ability to rent and reserve or have your clients come and rent and reserve online and gives you the freedom to display some of the different things that you would like to display. And then on the back end, we have a property management system called Hummingbird, which is the big selling point for us. This is where you get to go in and see all of the different features on the back end where you would generally have more limitations. Unlike other PMS systems, options in the markets, we've built Hummingbird with an open API, and that gives you, the self-storage operator, a clear picture of the technology you are using, and it allows you to integrate with almost anybody that you're currently using. So if you have other technologies and you're worried that we might not be able to open up that API to them, give us a call and we're happy to do that.
Awesome. Very cool. That's very clear and succinct. How do these, B2B customers, how do they learn about you guys? How would you describe their journey?
The B2B customers right now, honestly, it's a word of mouth, really. So one of our biggest things is we have a lot of owners and operators that go out to different conferences themselves, and they do educational work for other people. So they'll be an educational speaker, and they'll talk about the technology that they're currently using on the back end of their systems and their platform. Mm-hmm. And so Tenant Inc. constantly comes up in that conversation because we are reaching out to a lot of these owners and operators and giving them something that's it's pretty far outside of what they're used to. We're really reaching into that technology atmosphere and making sure that we're equal to all of those other industries. The tech industry is kind of forgotten, the storage industry for a long time. We're kind of bringing that back into focus for our operators.
Gotcha. That makes a whole lot of sense. Now, what role do you think the website plays? How do you think about tenantinc.com in their journey?
Oh, yeah. So tenantinc.com is one of those things where, I mean, it's a website, right? So websites have been around since the beginning of the internet. You can't really do too much to make them super great, especially in the storage industry. But one of the things that we do is it's a fully transactional website. So it's built to handle every aspect of your customer's storage experience. We've branded your website so your customers can enjoy from a start to finish contactless rental as well. So if your customer doesn't want to go into the office or they just don't have time, that's one of the very beneficial features of our website. And then you can enjoy some of the things that we've decided to bring out from the technology side of things, which is faster load times, page speed insights, web core vitals that are outside of what is industry standard. So on top of it being a website where you're going to get the best for your functionality, you're also going to get the best technology on the back end as well.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Now, every marketer we talk to, they in a way are super critical with the website, right? There's always some strength to it. There's some, room for improvement. Where do you see the strength of the website versus where do you see room for further development?
Well, so the website, we are constantly, being on the internal side of things, right? I'm the marketing person internally with this company that has these products. So one of the strengths that I absolutely stand behind is the fact that I have access to our dev team immediately. I have access to the back end. I'm able to make changes real time that other marketing agencies just would not be able to do. Mm-hmm. That's something that we've decided to do because of the fact that we didn't want to have any limitations based off of the website or the marketing. A lot of the times, we deal with an agency that's trying to get into our system and they're having issues and whatnot. So these people, our owner and operators will just say, I want to take the marketing in-house with you guys because it seems like you know what you're doing. And we absolutely do. So that is one of the upsides of it, but also it could be one of the downsides because of the fact that we do have an in-house marketing. A lot of the times when someone comes with an outside marketing agency, it's harder to deal with that when we already know everything and we're going to have to kind of teach them to do it on the back end again. So it's like, it's a pro and a con at the same time. You want to give everybody a full experience, but sometimes people don't want that full experience.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Now, is there something that you've learned over the years when it comes to, for example, driving demos from those pages, any tools, methods, approaches, anything that you've learned that was helpful?
Oh, yeah. I worked at the property management side of things before I came onto the technology side. So I worked in a small company where they owned and operated storage facilities as well. So when I was on that side of things, I was always constantly frustrated with not being able to track where my rentals and reservations were coming from. And it was because I was constantly being told that it wasn't possible, or that technology had not been developed for our industry. I have learned since that technology was developed for our industry and it has been available, but we just were kind of not getting it in a full sense. So since then, we've at Tenant Inc. have created this huge thing around making sure that you understand where your lead generation is coming from. So that was a big thing that I learned, is getting your lead generation, understanding where those leads are coming from. And then the other thing was just hyper-localization of your strategies. A lot of times these storage owner operators, they want to dominate an entire city. So it's like, for example, if you're up in a big city like San Francisco, right? That is one of those things where people are like, I want to dominate all of San Francisco. And it's, well, yeah, you have to think about the zip code that you're in that area. It's huge zip codes. They have large populations. So maybe let's think about hyperlocalizing our strategy to that zip code instead of trying to dominate an area where there's so many other storage facilities that it would just almost be impossible. So that was a huge thing that we learned to do. And that's made a huge difference in our return on investment for our clients, bringing us down hundreds of dollars from what a normal lead costs.
That makes a lot of sense. Very cool. Now, I want to switch gears a little bit and talk with you about your journey as a marketer at the moment. Like, what would, a marketer like yourself, like what would be something that you would be working on the daily basis? What are sort of the mundane or the current projects you would be involved with?
So right now I am helping our company switch over from Universal Analytics to GA4. Which is a big thing for everybody. I think every marketer in the world right now is doing that in some aspect. So that's been a big journey for me, learning how to reinvent the wheel for our website and making sure that we're capturing the proper events and much more because of how much more availability there is in that GA4 ecosphere.
Very cool. A couple of rapid fire questions to wrap it up for the day. Are you ready for those?
Sure, yeah.
What is the last book that you read?
Oh my gosh. I don't really read books. I more read online articles, and it was Search Engine Journal. And it was about core web vitals. Google had just come out with a new explanation of how to better your core web vitals.
Mm-hmm. What is one single thing that your company is focused on the most at the moment?
The customer journey and making sure that they're getting the best service and technology at the same time.
If there would be no boundaries in tech, what's the one single thing that you would fix for your role as a marketer?
Being able to figure out where every single lead came, cradle to grave. So from where it started to where it ended.
So attribution, right? The famous attribution. Very cool. If you could just snap your finger and you could one repetitive task that you have to do a lot as a marketer done for you or taking off your plate, which one would that be?
Just building out the campaigns and making sure that they are just integrated and connected properly.
Mm-hmm. What's one advice that you would give yourself if you would restart, your position at the company?
That's a good one. I don't know. I hardly stop to think about myself in this company, but it would be to just maybe try to expand the products earlier on that we offered in terms of marketing.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Eva, it was super interesting to learn with you about Tenant. I want to give you sort of the very last word as we sort of wrapping it up for today. If somebody would be forgetting all that we discussed about Tenant, what's the one single thing people should remember?
I think that the one single thing that people should remember, and they will hear it from all of our customers, is that Tenant Inc., while we're a technology company, it's more about the people that's behind the technology. So when you deal with us, you're going to deal with real life people who care about what we're doing on a day-to-day basis.
Eva, thanks a lot for being a guest on Pathmark Presents.
Thank you, Lucas, for having me.